He was celebrated as a holy man, a visionary founder, a guide for thousands seeking faith. But behind the walls of his religious order, troubling allegations emerged that the Vatican failed to address for decades. This is the story of Marcial Maciel, a priest whose influence defied accountability. Marcial Maciel was born in 1920 in Cotija, Michoacán, a cradle of Mexico's Catholic tradition. His family was deeply religious, with his uncle Rafael Guisari Valencia, a bishop later canonized as a saint by the Vatican. This connection gave young Marcial prestige in Mexico's religious elite. Raised in a strict household, he was disciplined, ambitious, and charismatic, captivating others with his words. By his teenage years, Maciel was set on priesthood, dreaming not just to serve the church, but to build a lasting legacy. In 1941, at just 20 years old, Maciel founded the Legionaries of Christ in Mexico. The order grew rapidly, emphasizing strict discipline and absolute loyalty to Maciel, known to members as Nuestro Padre, our Father. Legionaries and schools opened across Mexico, Latin America, Spain, Ireland, and later the United States. By the 1950s, the Legionaries were among the fastest growing orders in the Mexican Catholic Church, attracting wealthy donors, conservative leaders, and business elites drawn to Maciel's vision. In the 1960s and 70s, the Legionaries of Christ became a global empire. Maciel founded the prestigious Universidad Anáhuac in Mexico City, and colleges in Rome and Madrid. The order schools were a badge of honor for wealthy Catholic families, while youth programs recruited thousands. Donations poured in from Mexico's business elite and international corporations, funding schools, churches, and training centers. Maciel lived as a celebrated figure, photographed with leaders and praised in Catholic media as a model priest. But even in those years of triumph, concerns emerged. As early as the 1940s and 50s, letters to bishops in Mexico and Rome raised allegations of inappropriate behavior in legionary seminaries. Former members later testified that Maciel manipulated and harmed young followers, using his authority to control their lives. These voices were silenced or ignored, overshadowed by the order's success and Maciel's influence. Inside the legionaries, members were trained never to question their founder, equating doubt with betrayal of the mission. By the 1970s and 80s, Maciel was a towering figure. In the Mexican and global Catholic Church, the legionaries shaped politics, business, and culture through elite schools and international universities. Under Pope John Paul II, Maciel was held as a model of faith and discipline.
Y a los hermanos obispos mexicanos aquí presentes, así como al padre Marcial Maciel.
Critics who spoke out were discredited, expelled, or ignored. Protected by Maciel's network of supporters in the church and Mexico's conservative elite. In 1997, former members brought their stories to journalists in Mexico, the United States, and Europe. The Hartford Courant published a landmark investigation featuring testimonies from 9 former seminarians. Books, documentaries, and human rights groups questioned the Vatican's decades-long inaction. The scandal shook the Catholic world, bringing Maciel's legacy under global scrutiny. Despite mounting evidence, the Vatican acted cautiously. In 2006, Pope Benedict XVI removed Maciel from ministry, ordering him to a private life of prayer and penance. For many, this was too little, too late. Maciel never faced a court or formal tribunal. Yet, the Church was forced to acknowledge that one of its most celebrated priests had lived a life of deception and misconduct. Marcial Maciel died in 2008 in Jacksonville, Florida. Investigations revealed hidden finances, a double life, and reports of secret families, devastating his followers.
Dentro de las cosas fuertes solamente le dije que habíamos sido abusados a lo largo de durante 8 años, mi hermano Omar y yo. Mi primer abuso sucedió cuando yo tenía 7 años de edad, en Colombia. Yo estaba acostado con él, como cualquier niño, como cualquier hijo de familia, con su padre a esa edad. Me baja mi calzoncillo y me intenta violar. Por instinto humano, pues reaccionó y me muevo. Se da cuenta, no me forza. Mi primer abuso fue cuando fuimos a Madrid y niños pequeños, sin malicia, estamos juntos. En ese entonces me acuerdo que se hacía el dormido. Siempre nos decía que a él le dolía mucho la pierna, que durmiéramos al menos uno de los dos, siempre con él. Con el afán de que nos decía como, cuando tienes un dolor en los huesos, caliéntame la pierna porque me duele mucho. Y entonces, bueno, es nuestro padre, es una edad avanzada. Nosotros pues lo quisimos mucho. Quisimos estar con él, pero creo que esto no se vale. Esto definitivamente no tiene explicación alguna de lo que hemos vivido, y no solamente nosotros.
The Vatican described his actions as devoid of scruples, marking a crisis for the Legionaries of Christ. The order struggled to reconcile their mission with their founders' tainted legacy.
Evidentemente que era una persona muy enferma, porque además de todos los abusos, creo que también había 2 o 3 mujeres de por medio, hijos con una o con otra, no sé. O sea que había algo ahí y mucha plata.
Today, the Legionaries of Christ continue, running schools, universities, and charities worldwide. But Marcial Maciel's shadow lingers, a symbol of betrayal and unchecked power. For survivors, the wounds remain. For the Church, his case is a significant chapter in its modern history. Marcial Maciel was once hailed as a saintly figure. Instead, he became a reminder that even within institutions of faith, authority can conceal troubling truths. If you like this video and want to uncover more stories from Mexico's dark underground, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to activate the bell so you never miss what's coming next. See you in the shadows.